Sorry, I am still suffering from a small cold and/or allergies. I haven't decided which one it is yet. But I am here today to do my April TBR. I'm doing this a little bit early because I don't think I will finish any books by Sunday, but there is a chance. So the first book I hope to finish reading is Dragonair by Cinda Williams Chima. This book is really, really big, so I doubt I will finish it before Sunday. So I will actually wind up reading two Cinda Williams Chima books this month, but this book is the last one that I have read in out of all of her collected works. I just started it, and I don't remember much of this book. I think I said this in my wrap up, wrap up for Wizard Air. So I really am excited, but I don't remember much about this book. I read it a while ago, so I'll be very excited to finally move on past the series, but also to figure out what happens in the last book in the series. And this will be the book that I'll be reading first, and I'm reading it right now. The next book I'm going to read is for a tour that I'm on, and it's Shadow Call. Last month I read Shadow Run, which you will see in my March TBR. Go check out that video. It should be out Saturday, so go check that out. But this is the sequel to Shadow Run. It follows Quell and Nev, and they are going on another adventure. I don't want to spoil it, but go see my review for book one on my blog when I post it, and also my wrap-up board to chat a little bit more about it. I will also talk about this in my March video. I did not finish nearly everything that I wanted to read, so a couple of these are repeats that I hope to actually finish this month. But the first one I have to read it for NetGalley, but the book that they sent me I couldn't read it on any of my devices. So I bought a physical copy of After the Shot Depths by Randy Ribeye, and this is a sports themed novel. And this also goes with the Pop Sugar Reading Challenge, a book about sports. So I'm excited to read this and then send my review along to NetGalley. This will be posted before my book haul, so a couple of these books are in my book haul. But I am going to read Listen to Your Heart by Casey West. This does not come out until the end of May, but I have a bunch of friends that want to borrow this and read it as well, and this came from Scholastic, which they sent me a couple of books, but this is one that they sent me. And this is another really, really cute contemporary, and I think she's like let me read you back. Talking to the other people isn't Katie Bailey's favorite activity. She'd much rather be out on the lake, soaking up the solitude and sunshine. So when her best friend, Alana, convinces Katie to join their high school podcast, Katie's not expecting to be chosen as the host. She'd have to answer calls and give advice on the air impossible. But to Kate's surprise, she turns out she's pretty good at hosting. Then the podcast gets a call from an anonymous guy asking for advice about his unnamed crush. Kate is pretty sure that the caller is gorgeous Diego Martinez, and the girl in question is Alana. Suddenly, Kate finds that while doling out wisdom to others may be easier, asking for help is tougher than it looks, and following her own advice is even harder. Full of witty banter, adorable, and a set that garnered Casey West's allegiance of fans, this story of secrets, love, friendship is sure to win over the hearts of everyone. This sounds really, really cute, and I actually love podcasts. I listen to them pretty much all day long, and I really am excited to dive into this. Definitely this month, so I can give you guys my thoughts and send my review back to Scholastic. The next book is actually my last book that I got from, the last book in publication order that I got from New York City Comic Con, and that is Ash Princess by Laura Sebastian. This is a fantasy novel, and it sounds awesome. This cover is so pretty. It's also part of the Pop Sugar Reading Challenge because my name is Laura and so is this author, and I'm so excited to read this. I have so many more books from New York City Comic Con to read, but this is the last one in publication order. So I'm really excited to dive into this and give you guys my thoughts. And it comes out, does it tell me? I don't think it tells me, but I think it comes out the end of April if I remember right. I also got the third book in the Everland series from Scholastic, so I need to reread Everland and then read Umberland. And if I'm having a really good reading month, hopefully I can read Aslan too, but again, I did not read nearly as much stuff as I wanted to last month, so I'm really making my TBR a lot smaller, so I don't feel as anxious, but I'm definitely going to read, and this is a reread. I have read Everland in the past, but I have not read Umberland, so these books hopefully will get read, and they're both really, really short, so hopefully they're quick reads. And then the Owl Crate book for the month of, March was Heart of Iron. I did not get this from them because I got my book signed to me when I was at Books of Wonder. But I'm really excited to sign this. It's another science fiction adventure. It's just really important to me that I read Shadow Call and Heart of Iron really, really separate so I don't mix up the storylines. I don't normally read science fiction in the same month, but I'm a little bit behind, so I really would like to read this in this month and then hopefully in May read the subsequent books. I'm getting a lot of book boxes in April. I got none in March, but I'm getting a bunch in April. So hopefully I like this. I've heard very good things. And then the last physical book I'm going to read is The Enchanted Air by Cinda Williams-Chima. And this is the next book in the series. I actually have not read this book at all, so I'm really excited to finish Dragonair and then move on to The Enchanted Air. So those are all the physical books I'm going to read, and now I'm going to talk about the two books that I know I'm going to read, but I don't have them or I have e-copies of. The book I have from NetGalley is called Relative Strangers. Thank you, NetGalley, again. But this book seemed right up my alley. It kind of reminds me a little bit of like The Fosters, like that. Basically follows this girl. I can't remember her name off the top of my head, but she's living with her mom in kind of not the best situation. But she comes across some information that for a couple of years when she was younger, she actually was fostered and lived with another family. Something happens and she winds up reconnecting with that family. It sounds super cool, and the publisher has reached out to me, so I'm going to read it hopefully at the start of April because it comes out I think the first or second week of April. But it sounds really good. It seems like an emotional contemporary, and I normally really enjoy those. I also read a book like it called One of the Murphys a couple of years ago, and I really enjoyed that. So I'm hoping I have a similar result with this book as well. From Edelweiss, I also received a copy of Ace of Shades by Amanda Foody. I will definitely be reading this book later in the month, and there's a reason why I will be doing that. But I did read Daughter of a Burning City last month. It was not my favorite book, but I've heard people have adored Ace of Shades, so I'm really excited about it. It's like street gangs, and it sounds really cool. And a friend of mine won a contest and actually is named a character in the book. So if you encounter a character named Justin, that is my friend. That is who he's named after. But I'm really excited to read it, and I will definitely be reading this towards the end of April. So keep a nose out for that review. March TBR, but I did fail in my anthology. And I think it was because I read so many books. Like, I read a lot of big books, and just taking Chines out to read short stories just was not what I wanted to do. But I do have it. It is still on my shelf, so I will probably. Maybe I'll read it this month. I don't know. But I do have the two Witchland volumes, Witchland Volume 2 and Witch Volume 3 to read, and these are much shorter. So what I might do is I might read a book and then read a volume, and I do have to return these to the library at the end of the month. So that's what I actually might do this month. I might just like after every book read a volume of this and see how far I get. They're not that long. So that's my plan, to at least finish one, if not both, this month. And then after that, I will go back to The Princess. The Princess is Behaving Badly. And now I'm going to talk about some of the ebooks not ebooks, the audiobooks that I hope to read. The first audiobook I hope to finish is Triss's, the second book in the Circle of Magic. This yesterday. So I'm about, I think I'm 2 hours in. The books aren't that long, but I did really like Sandry's story, and I'm loving Trisha's story. So hopefully I can continue listening to this and finish it this month. That would be great. And then hopefully next month either move on to the audiobook of book 3 or the physical book that I'll grab from my library. My book haul, I did go to the Chrissy Metz signing and she did sign my book, but because she reads the audiobook for This Is Me, reads the audiobook, I really want to get the audiobook so I could hear her tell me her life story. So the next audiobook I hope to read that I will get from Audible with my April credit is This Is Me by Chrissy Metz. Contemplating joining a Rick Riordan reread group, so it's possible that I will listen to Lightning Thief by Rick Riordan. I also really want to read Obesso by Amy Kaufman and Jay Kristoff, so those are like a bunch of audiobooks that I want to read this month. But hopefully it will finally be getting nice out and I can spend a lot more time listening to audiobooks on bike rides, which would be great. But those are kind of all the audiobooks I would like to read. I also want to show you guys, I am going to BookCon and Book Expo this year, so I did grab some nice business cards that I had made. If you encounter me at any of these conventions and you get a business card, you'll be entered into a pretty nice giveaway around the time of BookCon. Also, if I do any giveaways, I do have a giveaway going live. Well, by the time you guys see this, it will be live for a week. So go check out my glass spare art giveaway. And if you win that giveaway, you'll get a business card as well. I think they came out really nice, and I'm excited to share them with you guys. So those are all my plans for the month of April. I definitely felt overwhelmed in March with the amount of books I planned on reading, but I definitely cut down the books I plan to read. I might read a lot more. We will see what happens at the end of April, but I'm really excited for these reading plans, and I hope you guys are having a great day. Tell me in the comments what is one book you definitely want to get to in the month of April, and I'll talk to you guys later. Bye.